Alright, I'm just going to blurt it out. There is a dragon and a giant fish right here in Morocco. That giant fish is being attacked by this giant dragon. There is no question about it whatsoever. If you look at it, you cannot miss it. You have Google Earth. I won't belabor this thing. That dragon is spitting out some kind of noxious stuff that came down and hit that fish's fin and attacked it and ate into its vital flesh right here. The rest of the scales and flesh are free of that substance. Now, there's the dragon, and that's the throat, and that's the fluty, flashy stuff that they have on the side of dragons. It's almost exactly like you see in China. This is all the runoff, the effluent of a dead, dying creature. That is its throat. Runs all the way down. It's slashed right there. And that's where it bled out into the desert. Slashed right across there. This is the dragon's scales on the outside of the throat. This is his throat. It's collapsed now and become a river. They call it, I believe, the Draco River or something. But that's the dragon's throat. Now, this is not something that you have to stretch your imagination to see. And in addition to this, so we have a dragon here. Guess what else? We have another one that was talked about, which was called the feathered serpent, and it's right there. And this is another one that I've reported on. I've done this research very well, and actually Greg Morrison went down and collected some dragon feathers, and I have them here in my shop, and I will show you that. This is the head feathers that come off the top of it comes right out of the little rock, which is the top of the dragon's head. And then it runs all the way around, and these are the feathered, and this is the feathered serpent. So there's not something that's, here, hold on. This is one of the feathers that came from it. It's virtually like a turkey feather. If you look at this in the turkey, that's what it looks like, only it's a little thicker than this one. Now, Greg went down and got some of these down in Tennessee. And there's a ton more research I've done on this stuff. And these aren't the only two dragons. There's a ton of them. So, who's right? Is Genesis right? Creation, all that stuff? There's a big discussion to have. That's what I want, is the discussion. I want to talk about this. There's no discussion on this. There's very hard lines, and there's very hard hearts. And there's no stomach for reality in a lot of people. Now, I just want reality. I don't care. I think there's something else after this life. So you take your own feeling about it. But let's start to talk about it and discuss it, respectfully. Everybody's got their own opinion, but we're all going to die. If you're talking and thinking and breathing and thinking about this, you're alive now, but that's not going to last forever. So let's talk. You see that? That's where the feathers stick up, coming right out of this spot here and flash around. Here they are up there, sticking straight up, but that's his head. And if you look at it really carefully, you can see the river system is his throat, and it goes all around. And it's very obvious, and I show this many times. All the old paintings showed the feathered serpent with a flashy looking flutes like that, feathers. Alright, these are the feathers that are down in, and Greg got some of these and sent them to me. And they look almost like turkey feathers, but they're a little bit bigger. And that's a road right there. So this is no little puppy thing. And this is not uncommon. Isn't that something? So much has been so overlooked. We have new species. I call them no toes. And they don't have any toes built into them. We have vast quantities of these in many forms of decay. They have springs instead of tendons. But they're constructed human beings. And we don't just have a few of these, we have a ton of them. Now, it's time to start having a discussion about what our real past was like. Now, if someone will get a hold of me, I would appreciate it. I have a vast array of associates now. It's been close to about 8 or 9 years now that I've been doing this. And people come to me because they have no other way of being recognized. And the things that I have are just absolutely phenomenal. Just my stuff is unbelievable, but the other stuff coming through is just as good. This I have DNA certified, and I broke off a piece over here that has the fingerprints on it still. I don't know if you can see them or not. You should be able to. Anybody that's a anatomists understand these are the sweat pores. This is what they call friction skin, and they're the fingerprints, and then it goes to the regular skin here. But that wraps around here. Now that's the fingernail. This is 30 inches wide. It's 3 feet long, and that is a fingertip, and that is the grip skin. If you look it up, I think they call it friction skin. And you'll see exactly what it is. It's the exact same stuff. So it's time to have a discussion about this. This is a giant of enormous proportions. And there was discussion about this in texts, not your average text, because they called this apocryphal. They said this is insanity. This is all made up stuff because of giants literally miles tall. And they were. They literally were. These are puppies. This one's only a couple 100 feet tall. And I have another one that was also DNA certified that's a little smaller. Here's a finger. Hold on. Oh, here's a fingertip from the other one right here. That's the fingertip, and we took the blood out from inside of it, and this was CAT scanned. Obviously I couldn't CAT scan that, but we had 7 things CAT scanned and DNA certified. This was DNA certified. I have a lung here, also DNA certified right here. And any anatomist that has any idea of what they're doing will tell you, yeah, that's a lung. No question it's a lung. That's the depression of the heart. It's a left human lung. That's a little flap on the bottom. We drilled into there and got the blood out of there. So this is not a joke. It's not something that we should be dismissing. Things are happening on this earth that need to be looked into. And there's a lot of things that people want to take into consideration about their own lives. That's my estimation. I'd like to have a discussion about it. I'm not capable of, I'm too old to do this anymore. I want somebody else to take over and just move this thing forward. If you don't have any interest, good. Go do whatever you want. Play cards, do whatever you want. But if you are interested and you think there might be something to another life, well, that's the discussion that we should have.